What's up everyone, Michael here with another vlog slash channel update thing. I still don't necessarily know what to call these because my vlogs became kind of off the cuff sort of topic videos, and so this doesn't really fit into that. I guess it's a topic. I don't really know. Anyways, we're going to be talking about what I'm going to be updating to the channel, my other titles of work, and other stuff like that. So if you're interested in what's going on with the channel, etc., go ahead and keep watching. Otherwise, I don't know why you're here, to be honest. I don't know. Maybe you like my voice or something along those lines, which that means you're a weirdo, but that's fine. I like weirdos. All right, anyway, so let's go ahead and talk about it. So I'm going to be mostly going over YouTube stuff immediately because that's really what I've been working on for the most part. And if you've been following my gaming and stuff like that for like game projects, you might have noticed that it's been a little bit lacking lately, and that's because I've mostly been focusing on YouTube and trying to set up other styles of content. I have been working with some new tech and stuff like that, so I am like working on it, but it's just like not really a focus at the moment. So hopefully it'll end up being more of a focus in the future, but I'll obviously talk about that in a little bit. So first off, I want to talk about gaming stuff, and then I'll talk about some personal life stuff, some like changes to lifestyle and some changes to the way I kind of work around things, and stuff about my website as well. There's currently some drama going on with my website, so that's a little bit annoying. And then I'll be talking about the gaming projects. So there we go. There's the order of things. So first off, what am I doing to the YouTube channel? Well, the most immediate change that people might notice if they haven't watched one of my videos recently is the fact that I ended up getting a new microphone. So I got an AT 2035, I think is which one it is. I think I got the 2035. I almost got the 50, but I didn't get it because people were saying that it doesn't work with lower tones very well, which my voice somewhat has a lower tone most of the time, and so yeah, that could get a little bit bad. And obviously I noticed when we were doing Doki Doki Literature Club, me and Evan, I noticed that my deep voice did not pick up well on the microphone whatsoever, and so I kind of wanted to like get a microphone that wouldn't have that problem, which is kind of nice. This one is actually really good, so it's definitely helped with clarity. It does sound different, and so some people are going to have some, you know, subjective opinions about that. But I like it. I like the way it sounds. It's a lot clearer. It's a lot easier to listen to. And it obviously makes it so that I can end up tuning out my breathing quite a bit. I still have strong S's, but I think that's just the way I talk because I have strong S's whenever I talk. And so either I need to reposition or refigure out how to actually set up my microphone, which I am still working on it. I'm still playing around with positioning and stuff like that. I think I have the setup that I want right now. To where it's below my mouth and it's like in front of me though, and it's like set up. I have this alarm thing. I can throw up a picture of it. I'll throw up an old picture of it that I took when I first got it. And so yeah, it looks nice. I don't know. It's the first professional microphone I've actually had, so that's kind of nice. And so that's, yeah, it just sounds a lot better, and it sounds mostly professional, I would say. I don't know. It's not like, oh my god, I'm in a studio quality, but it is good enough to be, you know, acceptable and be like, oh yeah, that is definitely a better microphone. Before I was using the Blue Snowball, and it was kind of a nightmare to work with it a lot of the times. And there's a lot of times where I just have to re-record things because it would just turn out muffled, or it just wouldn't sound right, or I would accidentally have some sort of background noise that was just ruining things. But I haven't had that problem so far with this microphone. There are certain things that I do have to kind of tone out every once in a while, like my chair squeaks if I ever end up moving, because it can actually hear things really, really well. And so that's a little bit annoying, but again, it's actually 100% better. So yeah, recommend it if you're looking for a microphone. It's pretty good, and it wasn't all that expensive. I mean, I spent like $300 on a new setup, so I guess saying it's not a lot of money, the microphone itself may not be, but the entire setup was a little bit more than probably wanted, because I got a new audio interface as well, which is always nice. And then, obviously, other changes to the channel, specifically for general stuff. I have changed my outros, although I am failing at every single video on doing the new outro. So the new outro is like and subscribe for more content like this one. And of course, you can leave a comment below, and then I talk about my website, and then I talk about our open gaming Discord. And that's kind of like the whole entire idea, which some people just clicked out the video because he's like, oh, I should like to subscribe now, which is perfectly fine. And then, so yeah, I've been kind of failing at that recently. And so I've kind of, wait. I don't think I wanted that one. I wanted the fire shield. Whoops. Anyways, so yeah, I've been kind of botching that, but I'm getting better and better at it. I just recorded some design view videos today, and I have some more coming up. And so they actually turned out fairly decent for my outro, which is good, of course. And so, yeah, that'll be nice to have. Oh my god, this is the wrong shield to have on this level. Whatever. I screwed up. That's fine. Playing Sonic Mania in the background, by the way, which I think is probably obvious. And obviously, I was talking about design view. I'm going to be doing some schedule changes, so I'm going to try and get some more consistent series going on. And so every Tuesday is going to be a design view video. And so that's kind of the goal right now. I was going to just release them whenever I had them done, but I kind of decided, because I actually recorded some today, and I actually still have another one to record. I'm recording one on Screen Shake today, or I'm going to. I still have my setup for it and everything set up behind all my recording stuff right now, but I ended up taking a nap, and then I was like, I'm kind of tired, and maybe I just want to record a vlog, because that's when I record these, is when I'm tired. And so I decided to just go ahead and, yeah, record this instead. But, yeah, so I'm going to be releasing those every Tuesday, and that's the entire idea. So if you like those styles of video, look forward to them every Tuesday. And I'm making them shorter. I'm kind of working with the format. Other format changes, this happened a while ago, but the checking out series has been completely redone, and so now it is basically a mini review style thing. And so if you ever watched my original impressions reviews, which I'm not sure how many people really did, because I really wasn't making good quality content back then, but I kind of did early impressions. I started off doing Let's Plays and things along those lines, and I was like, I don't really like all these reviews, and so I'm going to try making my own and make better ones, and so I did just that. I was like, okay, I'm gonna try and make reviews, and so I went and tried to make reviews, and there were more early impression style stuff. I was doing like free-to-play MMOs and online multiplayer games, so it was very much a very early impression style kind of content, and I kind of didn't like that in the long term, and so I wanted to make the impressions review series into like actual full-on reviews, and so I did just that, of course. But I also didn't have anything for early impression style stuff. And I was thinking like, oh, I'll just do Let's Plays and stuff like that. And then I was realizing that that was just kind of not what I wanted to do. I wanted to do Let's Plays of games that I wanted to play or that would be really fun, etc., etc. And so I decided to, and I have some changes to Let's Play stuff I'll talk about in a second. But yeah, so once I ended up doing that, I was like, all right, you know what? I'm just going to make it so the checking out series, which wasn't doing well to begin with, because it was really just me kind of playing a game for a little bit at the first like few minutes of the game, which didn't represent the games well, and I don't feel like I was able to get a grasp on the mechanics properly. And so I felt like I was misrepresenting the games. There are some smaller indie devs, though. I actually got contacted by a few that I ended up checking out in the series, and they're like, this was actually really useful. So that's kind of cool. That's cool that it's useful. It also isn't very entertaining. So yeah, in the long term, I think it's better this way. So basically, it'll be an early impression style stuff. So if you're looking at my content and being like, oh, he doesn't really have a lot of impressions reviews going out right now, check out the Checking Out series, because it really is just kind of a very bare bones version of that, to where I'm like, this is my first few hours in the game or whatever, and this are my thoughts on it. Or maybe not even the first few hours, maybe it'll just be an hour. It depends on the game. Every game takes a little bit different amounts of time. I tried to roll there, BS game. And so, yeah, that's another thing. Let's Plays are becoming more energetic, I will say. I am putting in full blast energy into those, and so that's interesting. You may or may not like it. I don't know. I think they've been doing better for, you know, the way that I've been presenting them and stuff. So it's very much high energy, and it's very much my personality just kind of thrown at everything in a non-critical kind of manner. I did recently play Phantasy Star Universe, and I'm sure some people hated the fact that I bashed on the game for the first episode, which is gonna be fun. I'm sure somebody will eventually comment on that and be like, wow, I can't believe you bashed this game. And I actually unconditionally love that game, so it's kind of ironic. But yeah, so I think it's doing well. I'm getting more into doing comedy style stuff for that, and I'm thinking about doing more edited stuff, but quite honestly, it's just a lot of freaking work. Like, the Monocraft video took way too long to produce. Even though that was all produced in one night, it was still like several hours of work, and that was with me already kind of knowing what I wanted to do and kind of actually getting pretty lucky with the random generation. So yeah, I don't know if I'll ever get back into edited stuff, but I'm trying to make it so that, you know, that level of quality is inside all of my Let's Plays, not just, you know, one-offs and things like that. So that'll hopefully do well. I don't really know. I don't know if anyone's ever going to even watch those things, but I think they're fun, and I think they could be funny. So yeah, hopefully it ends up picking up in the future. Maybe not. I don't know. I could end up dropping it in a year from now. I don't really necessarily know. Other things, topics are really hard to do, as always, because news is just so barren. I'm not doing things like, oh my god, they announced this game, guys. I'm not doing that. I just get incredibly bored with those topics, and they're not interesting. They just are not. It's like, oh yeah, this game got announced. And maybe I will if it's like a game I'm really excited about. I thought about doing it for when they announced the Spyro remaster coming out, which I'm super hyped for, because it's actually kind of relevant, but you know, again, it's not necessarily something that I find would be incredibly entertaining or really have a lot to discuss, per se. Like, I wouldn't look at it and be like, oh my god, this is going to change the industry or anything like that. I was like, no, they're actually re-bringing back some childhood memories, which is good, but it also doesn't create a very interesting discussion, because it's also a discussion that we've had 1,001 times. So it's, oh my god, I hate that glitch. Oh my... In my review, I mentioned glitches like that, and that really annoys me, is that when you land on that platform while it's going down, it will immediately kill you because it just pulls it down. I'm just going to exit. I don't have to kill the boss, because screw it. Other styles of stuff. What else is changing on the channel? I want to try and get other things on a schedule as well, but I don't think it's going to be possible with the way that I am kind of producing content at the moment. So that's just going to have to be how it is. So I don't necessarily know where to go from that. I'll just start at level 1. And so, yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to do more of that. I'm dropping Patreon again, which is going to surprise absolutely no one because I don't even update the blog anymore. So that's a thing. And I was going to talk about some website stuff. So this kind of goes into the whole website thing and the whole website redesign. So I'm going to be pushing towards... because Patreon obviously isn't working out, and it probably would in the future if I ended up growing large enough. Somebody would be like, oh, hey, I want to help support you, and then Patreon would be a great place for that. But what I'm actually working on right now is I'm working on sort of building up my website, so that becomes my blog. And so I have the blog on there. It's not particularly updated because for the last month, I've known it was going to shut down for a while. And so I've been kind of trying to fix up and try to figure out ways to kind of get around that. So currently my website is actually hosted through GitHub, but it still has my domain name. I just had some drama happen with my, well, it's not really drama. It's just they tried to charge me $300 for rehosting fees when I told them I wasn't rehosting. And so I have to wait for a refund before I can even do anything about my website at the moment. And so I'm waiting for my refund on that before I actually look into either getting a new host. But if I actually keep the website all in HTML and JavaScript, and CSS, obviously, so HTML5, then I will be able to actually just host it on GitHub for free. And I might just do that. I might have to look into other ways of hosting images and things along those lines, which I probably end up doing, so like Imager and things like that. And so I might end up doing that in the future just to kind of minimize my overhead on that. But yeah, so it's up, it runs, and it's actually HTTPS now, or HTTPS. So that's actually interesting. I didn't know that was going to happen, but that's how it ended up working. So yeah, it's working perfectly fine now. So if you want to view my website, I had this whole thing. I was up at 5 a.m. just sitting there talking with a representative from the iPage is where I was going originally, which is a general hoster, which never go with general hosting. They're terrible, to be honest, and they're over expensive. But I signed up with them over 2 years ago, and I was on a contract with them for over 2 years. And so when it came down to actually renewing all of that, it was a little bit confusing. They even asked me a security question that I didn't know the answer to because I was like, it was like, this was forever ago. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I didn't think it was going to become this big of a deal. And so, yeah, when I set up my website, I was a dumbass. Just put it simple as that. I was not intelligent with it. I did just curse, talk about cursing for a second. Because it is something that I have been doing in my videos recently, especially in the Let's Play style stuff. I kind of curse every once in a while, and I made a pact over a year ago, or it was about a year ago, actually. It's not over a year ago, because I remember it was like, I don't remember exactly when it was. Whatever. So I've been censoring myself less and less. However, I have been making a push towards just my personal life, trying to, and this is the personal life sort of section, I guess. I was talking about how I just kind of wanted to remove certain language from my dialogue. And so I've been removing more and more. Every once in a while I slip up, of course, because everyone does. But, you know, I've been removing more and more, and I use it for more dramatic effect. I'm not going to, like, remove cursing and censor myself like I used to, which is what I did before I ended up kind of, you know, realizing that it was kind of dumb to do that. And so, yeah, I'm not going to be censoring myself or anything along those lines, but I have been making a conscious effort to kind of removing it from my dialogue, which has been a thing that has kind of been noticeable here and there. Other times haven't been. I know my friends have kind of noticed it here and there. Oh, hey, I never knew about that one. Sweet. I'm also in water, which I don't like being in water. So yeah, that's just a conscious effort, which, I mean, for the channel and for content that I'm creating, it sort of makes it so that it's more of a family-friendly situation, I guess. I don't really know. I still make a lot of innuendos and death jokes, so I don't necessarily think it's child-friendly. But it is kind of making it feel a little bit more friendly in general, as in, like, you know, curse words, I mean, they have a lot of impact. So when I use them properly, it can be really useful. And so I kind of want to make it so that they are impactful rather than just saying them whenever I want to. And I've been pretty good about it. So this probably doesn't sound all too relevant within the current situation. It probably just sounds like, oh, well, like, what do you mean you've been cursing too much? And that means you haven't watched my old videos. So that's good. That's a good thing. Yeah, so that's changes on that end. What other changes? I think that's all the changes I think I have for now for the YouTube stuff. When it comes down to, let's say, the game creation stuff and the modding scene, I do have a update for some of my Skyrim mod stuff, so that will be pushing out within the next week, probably. I just need to finish up. I just need to package it up and then send it out. It doesn't have too many changes, but I had some requests, so I went ahead and did some of those requests, and so filled those out, and so those will be releasing soon. So if you follow my Skyrim mods, those will be releasing soon. And then for game development, there's not really much to say. I got locked out of my Unreal account for a while, so I haven't been able to use Unreal Engine 4. It just got unlocked like a week ago, but somebody was trying to hack into some of my accounts for a while, and that was kind of stressful. So my email got attacked, my you know, Google got attacked, my Unreal Engine account got attacked, and so a lot of my stuff got locked down for a little bit, which is a little bit frustrating. And Unreal, I was like, all right, well, everything else, it just kind of, you know, cleared itself up after 2 days, and it was like, whatever, okay, it's not a big deal. I'll just end up clearing out. You'll notice on my YouTube channel that there was some days where I was missing videos. Actually, it was like a month or whatever, and that was because I wasn't able to actually upload anything for a while, and I just kind of like, I was like, all right, I'm just gonna take a break, because it was kind of stressful, and I was afraid that I was gonna end up losing a bunch of stuff, so I was just like, whatever. And the Unreal Engine stuff, though, it took several months to get all that shit back. It took forever. It was so annoying. So I basically was contacting support, and the support's like, you know, support requests like this end up slowing down our queue. And I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? I literally can't use your game engine. I can't play any of your games on your services. I can't play Fortnite, which my friend has been playing nonstop Fortnite. He wanted me to play, and then I missed the sale because I didn't get to access my account, and so I ain't paying $40 for Fortnite's PvE mode. But, you know, it's... God, it was so frustrating. So frustrating. And so, yeah, it finally unlocked itself, and I was finally able to go in and enable two-factor authentication, which they enabled, and they kept telling me, they kept sending me emails. They're like, hey, you don't have two-factor authentication enabled. You should end up going in and applying this. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'll go ahead and do that. And it's like, your account's locked. And I'm like, okay, how do I unlock it? And they're like, contact support. I contact support, and support's like, your account's locked. And I'm like, what the frick? So, yeah, that was extremely frustrating. I have never encountered support that has been worse than that, except for Comcast one time, which, Comcast is a whole different story, but that's for another video. I could do a whole 30-minute video on raging about them. But yeah, so game development stuff is kind of slow at the moment. I have been sketching here and there, but not too much. I've been kind of busy with other stuff in life and doing other types of projects, so I've been working more on programming projects. I want to get more into a few different mods, and so I've been looking into DLL injection, etc., for other types of mods and stuff like that that I'm working on. And so that'll be interesting. I was thinking about doing some Starbound mods, but I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to get into that. I think it might just be one of those things to where I don't necessarily want another consistent mod that I have to keep updated, like my Skyrim mods, and so I think I'm just going to not do that. I don't know. People might end up thinking it's interesting for what I got planned, but I don't necessarily know. So we'll see how that ends up going. I probably won't do it. And then that pretty much clears up content-wise what I'm doing. It's just, that's kind of it. I mean, that was kind of a long video. Apologies for that. I was trying to go 10 minutes and I definitely went over that. But yeah, so that's all the update stuff that's going around. I will be making a new blog post eventually. I'll be making a blog post with all these changes and updates, etc., and some new sketches that I have working on. So those will be up. And I'm trying to make it so the blog will be a weekly thing or a bi-weekly thing at least. And I'm doing more sketches daily and stuff like that. So, you know, like I said, I have been sort of sketching, but sort of not recently. And I kind of hate getting into that kind of cycle to where I just don't work on certain things because I just want to work on everything, but I have so much stuff that I'm kind of trying to do that I don't know. And today I was like, I need to record a bunch of videos, and then I recorded a design view video and then took a nap. And then so I was like, all right, today was productive. And so yeah, I'm a little bit behind on my schedule today. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more content like this one. This is the whole new outro, and if you think it's awesome, then go ahead and leave a comment below. Otherwise, I don't know. If you want to see me get into other styles of content, make sure to leave that in the comment, or maybe there's something that you notice that's kind of different and you want to mention it down below. I don't know. I always kind of go longer than I should on these just because I don't know. I don't structure these. I want to go up. Can I go up? I don't think I can go up. I'm going up. Never mind. So I don't really structure these very well. But yeah, if you like my styles of content, go ahead and check out my website. It might kind of delay here and there. I'm having problems with my host. Just put it that way, is that my domain name server and everything is kind of giving me problems and stuff like that. So every once in a while when you go to my website, it'll just say it's unavailable, which is incredibly frustrating because I paid them money and they need to freaking do their job. Like, if I'm paying them money, they need to fix it. So I'm switching to somebody else. I might just end up going to Google. I get a ton of recommendations just to bring my name server or my domain name over to Google service. It's cheaper and it works. So yeah, so I might just switch over to that. I think for hosting for a while, I'm just going to keep it on GitHub, just keep it cheap. And other than that, until I end up hosting my own styles of content, I do want to try getting to funding and stuff like that. I forgot to mention funding, etc., which will be merchandise, but I don't really have any updates on that yet. So, yeah, I am working on a small game project, but I don't necessarily want to say anything about it now because, yeah, I mentioned it a while ago. Where did I mention it? Did I mention it on the channel? I don't know if I mentioned it on the channel or if I mentioned it on one of my mod pages. Probably one of my mod pages. Anyways, I am working on a small game that's sort of intertwined with Heart of the Goddess, so that'll be releasing eventually as a pay-what-you-want sort of model, I think, is what I'm going to go for. We'll end up finding out. And of course, if you like gaming and stuff like that, you can check out our gaming Discord called The Broken Chat Box, link in the description. Anyways, I'm gonna play something that doesn't require focus because I'm actually still tired. And actually, what I should do is go back to taking a nap, wake up, finish those Design V videos, and actually be productive for once. Sounds like a plan.